All right, Shalom, Kohala, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakwak Wadash. Double honors to the head apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and salutations to the Yakim out there on the highways and byways all around the world that's noising this word abroad. And I want to get into this. Well, you already know today's Thanksgiving, and you got the majority of our people just celebrating this holiday like it's cool, when in reality it's not cool, because our people are celebrating, and taking part in this celebration, commemorating the downfall of our people, in particular the tribe of Gad, how the so-called white man came over to this land, and how the Gadites nursed this white man back to health, because he was dying of scurvy, which is a lack of vitamin C when they got over here. And the Native Americans took him in, nursed him back to health. And what did they do in return? They killed them and slaughtered them, They killed and slaughtered them by the millions. And you got our people taking part in this holiday when clearly they have no business taking part in this holiday, and you got a great majority of our people that's taking part in this and being thankful for taking part in this wicked, demonic, holiday, which Esau celebrates and as a commemoration for taking down of our people, which are the Gadites. The indigenous people of this land, which is the North American Indians. And ultimately, our people got no business being thankful for nothing. Because at the end of the day, we're still in slavery under the so-called white man. And ever since we got to this land, we just been continuously been oppressed by this devil. No justice, no peace, We're getting shot down by these cops, we're not getting justice for that, We're the last hired, first fired, We're the highest, Our people got suffering from these diseases that the so-called white man done fucking, gave us. We have no business being thankful for nothing, of this land, and ultimately to take part in this wicked, demonic, satanic, holiday. And I just want to bring up this quick precept. It's going to be in the book of the Apocrypha, Baruch chapter 3, verse 8. And it reads, "Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our God." You see, the Lord put us in this captivity, for disobeying the law, statutes, and commandments that we were prescribed to keep, Here it is, they want to uphold this bullshit holiday, Thanksgiving, but yet they don't want to uphold the laws, statutes, and commandments that the Most High gave to us as a people for us to keep, They don't want to stop eating pork, They don't want to stop eating all these abominable foods that they're about to eat, on this Thanksgiving day, Them ham hocks or that big ham, that they roast up in the ovens. They don't want to celebrate, the Sabbath. They don't want to keep the Sabbath. They don't want to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. They don't want to keep the Day of Atonement, or the Passover, But yet they rather, uphold this wicked, demonic, satanic holiday, which totally has nothing to do with us, and we have no business even celebrating it in the first place, or have no business being thankful for nothing in this land. Because all we got was rape, rob, and murder. That's all we got, But yet, we've been out there for years, And all information right now is being brought upon the satanic holiday, you know. All matters of information are on the internet, you know, being brought out on this demonic holiday. But yet our people refuse to hear the truth or to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments which the Lord has prescribed for us to keep, you know. But yet they want to follow this holiday and want to do after what the heathen is doing, you know. But let me get that precept in real quick, and I'll come back to Amos and Jeremiah. So this is the book of Jeremiah chapter 10, Jeremiah chapter 10 verse 1, and it says, hear ye the word of the Lord, speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen. You see, this is the way of the heathen. You know, this demonic holiday was set up by the way of the heathen, you know. Esau done set this holiday up, you know. This is Esau's holiday. He's celebrating and in remembrance of taking down our people, which are the Gadites, you know, and getting this land, you know. Pretty much he's the one that should be thankful for slaughtering our people and for obtaining this land, you know. This is his holiday. We have no business in that, you know, which are the house of Israel, which consists of you Jakes going from Judah all the way down to Issachar, you know, you so-called Negroes all the way down to you so-called Mexicans, you know. Y'all have no business taking part in this demonic holiday. And this is what the Lord is saying. I'm going to read on. And be not dismayed at the signs of heavens, for the heathen are dismayed at them. It says, for the customs, even though it's going into the holiday Christmas, but the point is, you know, for the customs of the people are vain, you know. And I'm just going to stop it right there because it's just going to go into something else. But the point is that in verse 3 it says, for the customs of the people are vain, you know. This is a vain holiday. This is a vain custom, you know. And we as Israelites, we have no business taking part or being part in this demonic society, this demonic holiday. You know, this is not our holiday. Our high holy days are the Passover, Feast of Tabernacles, blowing of the trumpets, you know, Hanukkah, you know, the Sabbath, you know. These are our high holy days. These are the holy days that the Lord gave unto us for us to keep and for us to rehearse, you know. Not celebrating no bullshit ass Thanksgiving, which is ultimately, it should be called Thankskilling, you know. Because all it was Esau coming over here, and, you know, with that Gatling gun and with them cannons, just totally annihilating and slaughtering our people, you know. That is not what we should be celebrating. We should be mad as hell too that the so-called white man is still ruling over us and still putting this bullshit in our faces. Okay. So now I want to read the book of Amos chapter 5 verse 21. I hate and despise your feast days, and I will not. I hate and I despise your feast days. So this is the Lord talking. The Lord hates this day, especially this day right here, Thanksgiving. This is just the worst of the worst. He says, I hate and I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. Though ye offer me burnt offerings of your meat offerings, I will not accept them, neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat, you know. Because ultimately, when our people get together, they will like to all hold hands and just pray to the Heavenly Father. But the Heavenly Father isn't listening to that your demonic prayers. The Heavenly Father isn't listening to your abominable prayers. Because the Heavenly Father knows what took place on this day, you know? The Heavenly Father knows what this day represents. So the Heavenly Father is saying here in Amos chapter 5, verse 21, I hate and I despise your feast days, and I would not smell in your solemn assemblies, you know? This totally has nothing to do with the Heavenly Father, and the Heavenly Father isn't listening to the abominable prayers that you're sending up to him, you know? Because ultimately your prayers are an abomination unto the Heavenly Father. Because you're praying over that ham, you know, all over that pork, you know, all over them abominable foods that is forbidden to eat according to the law. So the Heavenly Father totally has nothing to do with your prayers, and he's not listening to your prayers, you know? And ultimately, America will be destroyed by a way of thermonuclear destruction in the near future. Where these bullshit vain holidays will be no more. And with that, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Raquakwadash. Double honors to the other apostles, a great millstone who rule well. And peace and salutations to your Akim out there on the highways and byways, noise in this road abroad. And with that, I want to say shalom.